welcome to Tailgate Beers. Hey, it's Austin and Ryan here. We've got our special edition. It's Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to Tailgate Beers. We're sitting down with a good friend of ours, Mr. Austin Snell. Austin, welcome to Tailgate Beers.
What's up, fellas? How are y'all?
Two Austins make it right.
That's right. That's right. I'm gotten right in the middle of you here.
I know.
So, first time in Peoria?
First time, yeah.
What do you think?
There's not much out here. I was just telling him earlier, I didn't know there was a city out here. I thought it was just all cows. We found it, though.
Cornfields, bean fields,
dude.
yeah. Oh,
you guys
yeah.
got it going on out here.
That's not a horrible place. This is where I kind of grew up, and not too far from here.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
I need to learn more history, really, but
give like some.
You have a lot of manufacturing, so we had like Caterpillar's headquarters were here, Komatsu, State Farm, Maui Jim Sunglasses headquarters are here,
Gotcha.
not in Maui.
And
a lot of farming. Pabst Blue Ribbon was here at one point.
Yep.
This used to be like a run of a lot of Al Capone mob stuff from Chicago.
No shit.
So it would run through here. Actually, like even the bar across the street, which is now a Cruisin's Ducks, that was kind of a hideout and speakeasy type stuff.
Yeah, y'all got it all.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
You got it all.
I don't know enough. Richard Pryor's from here. Sean
Yeah.
Livingston's from here. I don't know any other famous people from here, but
That's all I got. So since it is Christmas edition, we didn't do our little cheers here. Let's do a little cheers.
Air cheers.
Let's start off here. Since it's Christmas edition of Tailgate Beers here at Cruisin's, Farmington Road, West Peoria. Austin's playing here tonight. Looking forward to seeing you on stage tonight.
Been looking forward to it for a while, man. We've played a couple tailgates now, which actually, no, we played one, and we missed out on the second one because of the rain. We got rained out that day.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've been waiting to come back, dude. Been waiting.
But you have last year was not your first one, was it? You played a side stage in Bloomington.
Oh, that's right. So we played Bloomington the first year, and we played the side stage, and then we did the one in Michigan with Bailey.
Yes, and then
And
last year you did was your main stage play in Clinton, and then you're going to do a main stage play in Bloomington.
right, and then that one got canceled. Was it Bloomington? It was
Yeah,
Bloomington.
that got rained out.
Yeah.
So, what are some Christmas type of activities that happen for you and your family around this time of year?
Christmas activities. Dude, I always knew what I was getting for Christmas. I would open up my presents every year. I'd like unwrap it like super strategically, and I'd undo the paper and like the tape or whatever, and I have a whole roll of tape behind me, and I'd just like look at what I got and then tape it back. And so I knew every year what I was getting. So that was a tradition for me. Other than that, dude, I don't know. I'm from a small town in Georgia, so we just hung around the house.
Yeah.
We didn't have much to do.
Was it this cold on Christmas? I mean, you're used to being like freezing weather.
It gets cold in Georgia. I mean, it gets down to the 30s and 20s, but I mean, I've lived kind of everywhere now. I live in Nashville now, but I mean, I lived in Northern California for a minute, in Charleston for a while, Texas for a while. Texas gets cold.
Yeah.
I got just some insider information that you actually are a Grinch at Christmas. You don't like Christmas.
I like Christmas.
Okay, because I could have wrong information, but I was.
We got some
inside that you're
signs
kind of a
flashed up
Grinch.
over your shoulder over there earlier when we just were just talking. And
I got it in
we
my
a little-
earpiece. It got sent.
No, dude, I like Christmas, bro. I like it.
I'm actually
I'm a fan.
a fuddy dud about all holidays. I can't stand any Hallmark holidays. I think it's overdone.
Just a Scrooge,
So
aren't you?
I'll admit it. I'm a Grinch about. a
What's
lot
wrong
of
with
it.
Christmas, dude?
I don't know. I think it just gets blown out of fucking proportion. Now it starts damn near in middle of November. I'm turning 36 on Monday, and I've got people going, well, what do you want for Christmas? I don't want shit. Like, stop asking me for a list. It's not what it's about.
I will say I'm not a fan of decorating for Christmas. I like giving gifts and getting gifts, but, I mean, Allie over here had our Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
And
one of
so, I
those.
mean,
So it's like a
Before
fall
Halloween,
tree.
yeah.
It's like a
Yeah,
fall
dude,
tree.
yeah,
Yeah.
so-
I've had a fall tree up for a month, and now it's turned into a Christmas tree after Thanksgiving's over. I guess officially the book changes, the page changes.
Do you go back home, stay for a while?
we did for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
This year for Thanksgiving, so my parents live in Canton, Georgia now. I'm from Dublin originally, but they moved up there, and we went down for Thanksgiving, and I think they're going to come up to Nashville for Christmas. So we live downtown right now. We're trying to get out of downtown, and I need a house out somewhere, not in the city, for sure. But so this will be our last Christmas, hopefully, downtown Nashville.
So presents you got from Santa. Were they wrapped? Were they unwrapped? Were they same wrapping paper as your other gifts?
We had to reuse wrapping paper.
Okay.
So we couldn't afford new wrapping paper every year. We just reused the old stuff.
So were they like tied to
the Santa presents weren't unwrapped?
Unwrapped? Okay.
Yeah, but we got other stuff too. And reused the old shit.
Yeah, I've always wondered that. It's kind of a topic Austin and I have talked about previously. Maybe.
Mine weren't wrapped from Santa.
Yeah.
No presents wrapped at all?
No, and I had a balcony, so where our rooms were, we could sneak out and look down to see everything in the morning. But
Gotcha.
So I know that Air Force vet.
Yeah, it's been a while now. I got out in 2020, joined right out of high school.
Yeah.
Joined the Air Force, worked on planes for about 4 years, and traveled all over the place and got out.
Yeah, I joined 99. 99, that's when I joined.
Air Force?
Air Force.
What'd you do?
I was security forces.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So my last 4 years, though, I was a Phoenix Raven. So I just flew around, jump out of the plane when we land in obscure places, pull security, and
so you probably enjoyed your job then.
To a
I feel
certain
like most
degree.
of the security, like the regular security forces, they all hate it.
Oh, yeah. I was combat arms, too.
Same with maintenance, too, though. All the maintenance dudes hated their life.
What did you work on?
C-17s.
Okay. I flew on a lot of C-17s.
Yeah, big old trash cans. Yeah, I had a good time. I met some cool people. A few of my friends still come out to the shows now.
Yeah.
I think that's the coolest part about the military is just
Absolutely.
meeting cool people that never go away. But yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah,
So.
no, I did 10 years and I enjoyed it. I was medically retired, so I didn't have a choice but to get out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it was something that certainly the experience has lived.
Yeah, I don't regret it at all. So when I went in talking to the recruiters, I went into the recruiter's office and I talked to an Army guy, talked to the Marines. I was trying to get an Army Ranger contract when I went in the Army, and I had a big knee surgery my junior year, so I couldn't get a waiver for that. So I was like, well, fuck this. I'm going to the Air Force if I can't do this. And went to the Air Force and tried to be a TAC-P, and then I'm blind as shit. So that didn't work out either. So I was just, you know what, I'll just work on planes, I guess.
Yeah, I knew some of the instructors for TAC-P. There
Did
was
you?
a part of the indoctrination course. I was in San Antonio for 4 years and knew some of those guys down there. But yeah, just combat jumpers and all those guys too.
Yep.
But
We
it was
worked
a lot of
around.
fun.
We worked around a lot of them. They're all pretty stand-up dudes, most of them.
And you were in California out there?
Yep. Travis Air Force Base.
Travis? I knew some guys over at Travis.
Alcatraz, that's
Yeah.
what they call it. Once
Yeah.
you go, you never get out.
really,
Yeah, dude. Everybody hates it out there.
So what did you take from that experience? And I mean, you probably have been to different countries and all that kind of stuff and seen, a lot of different places. What have you taken and been able to utilize now in
Yeah,
your
I always tell
career?
people that I feel like a lot of people move to Nashville, and most of the dudes are young, like 18, 19, maybe 20, and they move to Nashville, and they like have never lived in a city before, so like they get introduced to this huge like thing, like, and everybody's doing the same thing, and everybody goes out and parties on the weekends. And I did all that while I was in the Air Force. Like we would drink every other day, and so I feel like I got a good sense of work ethic for sure.
Yeah.
And when I moved to Nashville, I was just ready to make music. I knew I was there. I knew what I wanted to do. Had a plan and kind of just put my nose down and did it. So I think that really is what I got the most out of
When
Air
did
Force
that
stuff.
plan? I mean, was that something in like high school where you're always doing music
No, dude.
and bands?
I never ever I always like watched, went to concerts and like thought it would be cool to do it. Like it looked sick, but I never at any point thought that would be me. I picked up a guitar when I joined the military. I was still in tech school in Charleston.
Oh, yeah.
And bought a guitar and was just really bored. You know how tech school is. Like you go to class at 6 in the morning, you get off at 4.
Yep.
Maybe you have a run after class or whatever. And other than that, you're kind of just on your own. And so I was sitting in my dorm room just bored as absolute turd, and bought a guitar and started learning covers. And I would like send covers to my mom. Like I would learn a song and send it to my mom. And she'd always say, you should post these on Facebook for our friends and family to see. And I would always say, no, I'm not really trying to do all that. I'm just trying to like kill time, really. And she talked me into posting a video. I think it was like a cover of Simple Man or something crazy. And people liked it. So I started doing that as a hobby. Like if I, wasn't working, I had some off time or whatever, I'd go and learn a new song, post it. And then I got bored with covers and started writing my own stuff and doing the same thing. And about that time was when TikTok came along, and people were kind of really starting to push their career like on socials.
Yep.
And which was great for me because I was nowhere near Nashville, but could get like in touch with people in that community and in that industry through social media. So I was just writing songs when I had off time and putting them on TikTok or Instagram, and kind of just built, a little bit of a following that way. And it kind of just became more of like a passion than a hobby, like pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And got out after my 4 years, moved back to Georgia for a year. And I told my mom, I was like, I'm just going to move to Nashville. Like, I was like, what else do I have going on? Like, I can go, maybe work on planes for the rest of my life, but I don't want to do that. And she's like, you know what, why don't you try it? You always have a place to come back to if it doesn't work out. And so I did it. I moved out in 2022.
You're how old?
27.
Okay.
Yeah. Moved to Nashville in 2022. Got an apartment with 3 literal random roommates. Like, it was like on an app. Like, you go on this roommate app. It was literally like Tinder for roommates. Like, you like swipe right or left on like people, like potential roommates. And moved into an apartment with 2 dudes that I'd never met them before. And I think we ended up hating each other. It didn't go well.
It's almost like getting a random.
Yeah, no, it literally was. Yeah,
like,
it absolutely was like that.
So
except we're paying a lease together.
Fuck.
But I'm starting to see a pattern, though, because your roommate in tech school, you guys didn't get along very well, did you?
No, dude, we hated each other. That's why I picked up a guitar, because like, we hated each other so much, and our like room was just split in half.
Is he a good roommate? Is it him? Is he the problem? She's not even listening.
She's
just talking to yourself.
She is, yeah. Is he the problem?
No, I don't think he's the problem.
She does not. Okay.
I keep it clean.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I saw the trend.
There was a pattern starting to form.
So on the clean, aspect of roommates, to kind of switch it up, we kind of do something. This can kind of be our Surfside segment. When you shower, do you use a washcloth, loofah, or just straight?
Loofah.
You're a
I'm
loofah guy.
Yeah.
Loofah, really?
Have you ever been a washcloth person?
No. Before the loofah, I was just straight up hands, brother.
Really?
How often do you get a new loofah?
I would say every few months, maybe. Every few months.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep it.
His little brother living with us,
And he was using my loofah.
But you didn't know it for a period of time?
No, I didn't know.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Well, my whole childhood
You a
was
washcloth
apparently
guy?
a lie.
You're a washcloth guy.
He's a
Yeah,
washcloth
and
guy.
a bunch of us coaches were standing around, and I don't know how it got brought up, but somehow somebody goes, "Oh yeah, Austin uses a washcloth," and I'm like, "Don't you?" No, me.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
And all the coaches are like, "No one uses washcloths." I'm like, "I use a new washcloth every single time." I'm like, what
new
do
one.
people
You get a
fucking
clean
use?
one
Like,
every single time?
Yeah.
He gets a towel, a
Damn.
brand new
They're fucking
towel,
pretty
and a brand new
inexpensive.
washcloth
I mean,
every shower.
It's not like I buy a new one every time. I
Can't
wash
hide
them and
money.
all that stuff. But I'm like,
Right.
We called my mom in Nashville when we were on a podcast with somebody, and my mom, like, everybody was getting mixed signals. Like, even Andrew called his mom, and his mom told him a completely different thing. We were like, what the fuck happened in our childhood?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I didn't know people didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, that's like my holdup with washcloths is like, I've used them before, but like the idea of having just this like moist washcloth just sitting in the shower and you just pick it up and use it.
No, a new one. He says it's
Right,
dry.
so you get
when
a
go
dry,
in.
fresh
it's
one
dry
from
when we go
wherever
in.
you
I
buy
use it.
towels.
It's dirty. I wash
You
it.
throw it away.
Oh God, no, Jesus. I mean, dude, I run a concert business. Money is tight. No, so that was a funny question that I don't know how it came up. So now we've asked it a couple different times, and I think Ryan's even got another one of like, pineapple on pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Not
What is
that
your
for me.
verdict on that?
I mean, you can eat whatever you want, brother, but I don't do it.
I'm not a fan of warm pineapple. We've said it several times. But
Yeah.
I'll eat pineapple, but just not warm pineapple.
Yeah, I'm also just not a big pineapple guy in general, so.
So next year you've got a tour, or you're going on tour with
Brantley Gilbert.
Brantley Gilbert, and that starts. So you got a couple months off here after a couple
Yeah,
more
so
shows.
we have,
and
this is actually, I think, the last show of the tour, the Still Bleeding tour. And then we go to Arizona next week, and then we're off until end of February. Brantley tour is the first thing we do next year, so.
That'd be nice.
As of right now.
And who all's on that?
It's going to be me, I think it's Travis Denning, and Brantley. And I think Travis Denning and
Peyton Smith.
who is the yes, he's on it too. And then there's a rock band that's on it. I forget who they are.
Yeah, Peyton Smith's Tailgate Beers
Yep, he's been on.
alum.
Yeah. I've never met him. I've seen him play. Me and Allie have seen him play in Nashville a couple times, and he's
Good
he
dude.
can
Real
rip a
good dude.
guitar.
Great guy.
bro.
Yeah, he came in when we rented that Airbnb. I think you were gone, or you might have just ignored my text, or I don't know. I think I saw you out. We knew you were coming here, so I wasn't going to ask you to like do the podcast. But we had this whole setup in an Airbnb, and we were there for a conference. But then him and I also ran some podcasts, and Peyton came on, and yeah, that was a awesome one.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's got a
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
he's got a good
I know he
comeback
can
story.
rip a guitar though.
Yep.
Dude, he can play the shit. out of
Everybody's story so far is just
Well,
so
yeah,
funny
no,
how
absolutely.
everybody has either
Absolutely.
gotten to Nashville one way or another, how
Yeah.
they got found, what brought them to doing
guitar.
music.
Yeah, well, it's cool because everybody has such a different like way about going
Mm-hmm.
and doing what they want to do. Like, I mean, you have people that go to Nashville and like their parents help them move there, and like it's just like they've always did music their whole life, and it's like, okay, it's time to go to Nashville now. Some people will just pick it up randomly and it works out, and like it's just everybody, like there's not one set path to like making it happen, and it's crazy.
Well, and on that topic, going back to your move to Nashville, how was the signing or the label? How did that come out? So you moved to Nashville, you
Yeah.
get your weird roommates that didn't get along with you. What happened? Like, what was the very first, like, holy crap, I think
Yeah,
I'm noticed, or how'd that conversation go?
Yeah, so when I moved to Nashville, like obviously I didn't even know if I wanted to be an artist at the time. I knew like I loved writing music. That was a passion of mine for a long time. And I moved to town and I was like, I could just be a songwriter, or I could be an artist. I had no clue really. But I moved to town, and then I think literally my second day there, I posted like a story on Instagram of like just moved to Nashville. Had no clue like how to go. Like didn't really know anybody. And Kenny, my guitar player, him and a bunch of roommates had a house in Hermitage. And one of them that I'd known for a while through socials had reached out, and they're like, yo, you just moved to town, like come write with us tomorrow. And I'd never co-written before. I'd just written by myself. Went over there and we wrote a song, and like kind of just got involved in that whole crowd. And a bunch of the dudes that kind of just, we all kind of came up with, like Wade Davis, Wade.
Yeah.
It's just like a whole big group of dudes that kind of moved to town around the same time. And I feel like that's kind of a normal thing. Like these people kind of moved to town around the same time. Maybe they're all kind of from the same part of the country or whatever.
Yeah.
Like most of us are from Georgia. There's a lot of people from Georgia in Nashville. I don't know what it is about it, but
We've heard Georgia mentioned several times.
yeah.
Corey Smith and
Lily.
Lily, and yeah.
But so we kind of just had this big ass friend group of guys that just were all writers or guitar players or bass players or drummers or whatever, and just started writing with those dudes, and did that for a few months. And I kind of moved to town like knowing that if I was gonna do the artist thing, like it had to be something different. Like I didn't want to do like what everybody else was doing. Like I didn't want to be the next guy like putting out this, wanting to sound like Morgan Wallen or whatever. I knew that if I was going to do the artist thing, like I had to find some kind of different sound that was mine, that I felt like was authentic to me. And kind of just was experimenting for a year. And we wrote Excuse the Mess, me, Christian, Yancey, and Presley Aaron. And just posted it on TikTok like any other song that I would write. And it blew up, like went viral. And so I was like, hey, we got something here.
Do you think you got pushback on your sound? Because I don't think you're like that rockish, especially some of the early ones.
It started out more rock than it is now. I would say personally.
Okay.
I mean, speaking specifically on the album, like the album we just put out has literally, I think, everything under the sun on it. I mean, it's got all of my influences, I think, cohesively in one album.
So you think you've gotten more country over time?
I think so. I mean, I think I've just like been able to like hone into like what I want to sound like, and like obviously the rock thing for me was cool. I grew up on rock, so like and it wasn't really being done a whole lot at that time. I had to really do the artist development thing while also being an artist at the same time, because I put out Excuse the Mess and everything went crazy, and like I went straight into playing shows, like recording albums and projects, and still really didn't know what I wanted to do and like what I wanted to sound like, or what I wanted to talk about, and have kind of just spent like the last year just honing in on all of that stuff. So
Is it true that you had not been on stage until you moved to Nashville?
no, I played one bar gig in Dublin at a place called Company Supply, and it's like a bar restaurant thing. And I played like 20 minutes. Didn't get paid for it, just did it for free. And that was the only show I ever played before I moved to Nashville. So
Good for you.
again, just a bunch of like learning a lot of new things all at one time, because I was just figuring out how to play shows and had to figure out how to do that, and also talking to the labels is a whole nother, like the industry alone is like its whole thing, and writing and finding new people to write with and stuff like that. So it's just been a year of growth for me, and this year I feel like is kind of just me, that's what my sound is now. So.
But do you feel like artists these days, and we've kind of had this conversation with a few other artists too, and they almost have to be a social media influencer, know the ins and outs, learning algorithms, just to be in the know, to get your face out there.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people, like, playing music is my part-time job. My full-time job is social media. Like, I have to, like, we got to post 2-3 videos a day, and, like, we got to sit down and figure out new ways to, like, capture people's attention, because there's so many people doing the same thing now. And I feel like when TikTok first came around, like, not many people were on that train yet. And so more people were, like, able to stand out on that platform. But now so many people are doing it, and everybody's kind of realized that that's, like, the way that you have to do it now. You have to find a way to stand out. So, like, it's just that's a whole.
What are you going to do if it goes away in January? I just saw a news story today.
Dude.
There'll be something else.
Yeah, there's gonna be something else. I hope it does, dude. I'd rather just focus on one platform, like post my reels on Instagram, and like not have to worry about transferring over from like, because I feel like Instagram is so much more of a follower based thing. Like, if you build a fan base on Instagram, those people are gonna see your videos when you post them, or see your pictures or whatever. On TikTok, it's like, I mean, I have almost 400,000 followers on TikTok, and I post a video, and it goes out to the same amount of people every time.
Yeah.
You know, and I could get 1,000 views. Or 500,000. It just depends on what picks up, and so.
Do you have a question you want to go with, and then we'll wrap it up with another Surfside segment?
No, I think the social media influencer is something that I find fascinating. Just, I mean, even from the podcast perspective,
it's exhausting.
And trying to do that, and we post something once a week at this point. There for a while, we were doing two podcasts a week, and even that is just crazy.
It's a grind,
to keep
dude.
up with
Creating them.
Yeah, we got Jordan behind the scenes over here. Quick shout out to Jordan, but I mean, doing all the stuff and
Pat and Booty.
Pat and Booty.
It's just one of those things, like, you have to do what it takes to do what you really want to do.
Right.
Like, social media is by no means my passion. Like, I could not care less about social media. I just want to play music. And a while back, like, you could do that. You could go to Nashville, and the way to do it was you go play the bars and hope that somebody's listening, or talk to the right person, and like network and know the right people, and like it eventually helps out. But nowadays it's none of that. It's like you have to be social media first, and the rest kind of comes in behind it.
Do you start? I know you've been in the Midwest here, and I think you were in Ohio here within the last couple of days as well, Columbus area, and you start to see some of the same faces going to your shows and kind of following you around.
Dude, yeah, and that's the crazy part. Is like we'll go to these shows, and like I'll do meet and greets at every show, and if we don't have like an actual like VIP thing, I'll go out after the show and hang out at the merch table, and you would not believe how many people were coming up and like, yo, we've seen you like 7 times this year, and I'm like, dude, how are you traveling that much? Like, why are you traveling to come see me 7 times a year?
Right.
And a lot of that, and then a lot of people that see us open up for other people. Like, we were on the road with Aldine this year, and we were playing for 15,000, 20,000 a night. And to see the people that, like, because we didn't get much time on that tour. Like, we'd go out and we'd play 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so the people that are coming back out, and they're like, yeah, you didn't get enough time at the Aldine tour, so we're going to come see you play a full set. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Austin, I know you have your burning question here.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you doing this, man.
Absolutely,
You're
bro.
Salt of the earth
Thank
guy.
y'all.
And
y'all have been like from the. I think Tailgates was my first big festival I ever played.
And I just think knowing there's genuine people, and there's people in this business that, I don't know. I've always gotten a good vibe of you and the Raised Rowdy guys and all that stuff. I don't know. I feel like are in a different category, but I love this question. It's always been a question that I ask people. It's a good party question of getting to know who somebody is and your past, because I also feel like albums are a chapter of my life. To give it a sense of urgency, a buddy of mine spun it this way one time. You're on a plane. It's going down. You've got a parachute. You have access to every album from your childhood, and you can only take 5 to listen to for the rest of your life on a deserted
5
island
albums?
somewhere. Yeah. What albums you taking?
I'm gonna do for sure 3 Doors Down, Away from the Sun.
It's the first time I've heard that one. But
Yeah, dude, I burnt a hole in that CD. My dad like showed me 3 Doors Down and all the rock bands and stuff.
And you can probably say the year. Like, I know certain albums. I'm like, I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I know exactly
Yeah.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I had this little like, like the little mobile like CD players.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had one of those, and I just shoved it in my back
Be
pocket.
mowing the yard or
Yeah,
run
bro.
too much and it like
Yeah.
skips.
Yeah, 3 Doors Down, Away from the Sun CD. I'm taking that one. I'm taking Jason Aldean. I'm gonna take the My Kind of Party album.
Oh yeah. He's headlining Clinton, Iowa
Is he?
this year, so that one's gonna be.
He's
awesome.
such a good dude, bro. He's awesome. Let's see.
We went through all of his albums one night, me and Ryan, and I'm like,
Dude, he has
Jesus,
so many
there's
hits.
so many fucking albums.
So many hits, bro. And even seeing his live show, it's like hit after hit after hit after hit.
Another fun fact: he was the first artist to get over 1 million downloads for ringtones.
Oh yeah.
I believe it. Dude, She's Country was my ringtone at one point when I had like my little flip phone and I couldn't buy the song on the little thing you could buy like your ringtones on.
Yeah.
So I would just play the song over the speakers and I recorded it on my phone.
And then made it your
Yeah,
ringtone.
my ringtone. I'm taking Jason Aldean. I'm taking literally any, I wouldn't say any Nickelback album. I'm taking the Nickelback album with Rockstar on it.
Okay.
So that's what, 3?
Yep.
I got 2 more.
We're
I'm taking-
almost to the water.
I'm taking I'm taking Chief album, Eric Church.
Absolutely.
Damn, what's the last one?
We're skimming the water at this point.
I'm taking the Carter 3.
Oh, okay. There's
Yeah.
a little variety in there.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep, that's my 5.
We got to wrap up though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely. We thank you for joining us here.
Thanks
on,
for
on
having me,
Tailgate
brother.
Beers.
Thanks for
Looking
the
forward-
sweater too, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Are you dog or a cat person?
Ooh, yeah,
Definitely a dog guy. My
Dog
TM's
guy?
a cat dude though. He's got 3 of them in the house.
You got a
shit.
bulldog?
We got a bulldog. The bulldog's in Georgia
Okay.
because we live in an apartment.
Yeah.
And so potty training a bulldog was not doable in an apartment.
Yeah.
But we have a golden retriever too.
I seen you post a picture, probably on Instagram, with the bulldog.
Yeah.
Ryan does all the research, by the way.
I commented on there. You should just bring him with you. He said you were going to miss him or something along those lines.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And said just bring him with you. I'll watch him while you're up on stage.
Hey, dude, if you want to watch him, brother, we'll bring him.
Yeah.
Well-
So again, Tailgate Beers, West Peoria, Cruisin's Farmington Road. We want to thank Austin Snell for sitting down with us. Looking forward to see you on stage tonight, spending some more time with you. Air Force vet, love it, love all of everything about you, and again, thank you.
Absolutely, bro. Thank
Cheers.
y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh.